Hello, good evening and welcome to the Hive Mind. Let's all play. Today's show is all about what's happened over the weekend and the troubles we've been having with a certain group of people known as antifa. Got a bit of Daniel Bostock here. Great song. Hope you can hear it.
Antifa are trouble, ignored by police, following the herd, preach the peace. They're bushwalking, coming for whiting, they're paranoid, brainwashed by their teachers on their campuses. They are all girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Avoiding all work, but there's plenty available. They prefer immigration. Count your IQ on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. They are all wasters who should not reproduce. You advancing inkers at your transgressions. Fuck Antifa and your abuse. Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Girls who are boys who drink soy to be girls. Why do boys look like girls and the girls look like boys? You never could be someone to really love. Girls who are boys.
Right, that's enough of an intro. We've got Neon in the room and he's been having some experiences with these Antifa slugs over the weekend. We've had some big problems with them and they're just causing problems here, there, everywhere, over in America, over in Europe, and on our shores as well. So this show's going to be a bit about them and what we can do to start not battling them, but solving their problem, if anything, if they can be solved, because a lot of them have been
treating them how they should be treated and as terrorists.
Yeah, locked up, in cuffs, sent to prison, but
military tribunal.
Well, yeah, because they are
terrorists.
Domestic terrorists. They go out assaulting people. They go out assaulting people, wearing masks, and trying to shut down free speech. Which is exactly
they're for a political ideology. So the definition of terrorism. So for a political ideology, they're causing harm on others. That's the basic form of terrorist.
Yeah, what a terrorist is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
causing harm to others to impose a political ideology. It doesn't have to just be with guns and stuff like that. It can be with any sort of weapon. How are they? Well,
yeah.
I dread to think if they had guns.
Well, if they had guns, we'd have guns. And they wouldn't have the cojones to actually come up against us, really, would they?
No, I'm on about in current state. They could have guns and us not having guns.
Well, yeah. There's definitely ways to be able to get guns, especially in the big cities.
And not just that. Look who they're connected to and who they're paid for, who they're paid by.
Yeah, with his connections especially in Eastern Europe, where guns are quite prevalent and manufactured, and the state of our border system. The state of our border system, they could just quite easily drive in with a boot full of them.
It wouldn't need to take that. You'd only have to pay your Saudis and it would be in a port.
Yeah, we've got the Saudi problem with that as well. Yeah. So luckily, if they are armed, they're not using them yet.
Or if one of these planes that he owns, an unmarked plane, comes flying in.
There's enough little airports.
It's a diplomatic Yeah, soon gets there.
Well, yeah, with his control over the policing systems and
it's control over everyone.
Yeah, it's troubling for us all, because if these scumbags were armed, they're not afraid to use sticks and bats that they've got at the moment. How much further is it from pulling the trigger? And all it takes is one.
Exactly.
But then they're actually unmasking themselves. Well, not unmasking themselves, but really showing that they are a true terrorist organisation if they start to use firearms. Yeah. So
it'd be so much more dangerous.
They'd be much more dangerous, but it would actually bring it to the public forefront to say, no, they have to be dealt with, and dealt with severely now if they started to use firearms. But
yeah, of course.
But I think they're having enough effect just with the masks and sticks and bats. Yeah.
Well, look what happened Saturday. Generation Identity.
Yeah, if you'd like to inform us all and inform the audience a bit more about what happened in London at the weekend.
So Generation Identity had a planned event that was all cleared by the police, by everyone. Everything was all okay. And then at the last minute, the police said, "Oh no, we can't have it. We've got to shut it down." Rah rah rah. And they had a backup plan. So they went to their place, and Antifa showed up.
It was a pub, wasn't it? Just a little.
It was normal, a pub, yes.
A normal everyday pub.
And Antifa turned up, and in the car park, there was causing trouble. A lot of. There were a number of people that were involved in this that were masked up. They even brought a child. And when I say child, this boy was at school, sort of child.
What age range?
That young.
What sort of age range?
I would say between 12 to 14.
Right.
It was disgusting. I was gobsmacked myself. But why would I expect anything less?
Yeah, to use children as a weapon.
People. Yeah.
Despicable.
And they'd quite happily throw their children in front of them. Oh, don't hit me. Look, I'm looking after my child. And use that as a barrier. Because they know that what we're like. But that wouldn't stop them. They'd still hurt our children. And yeah, so one person had their hair pulled out by this child.
That was Lauren.
And then brutally attacked by a number of other people. We're not going to start naming all these people. The videos are out there for everyone to go and see. There was someone that was hit over the head and has a massive, probably a 2-inch laceration to his head. Other people had like clothes ripped and stuff like that, and superficial stuff like a few bruises or stuff like that.
Bet there were a few broken cameras as well.
Yeah. There was broken cameras and phones and all sorts. They managed to fight off Antifa and came out victorious. The police turned up. I think there was probably only about 3-4 police officers.
Wow.
But it seems that a lot more younger people are getting involved in this a bit now, rather than like the
you're saying like high school students instead of
30 to 40-year-olds are like the heads of them, but like when they're getting down to like school age, this is ridiculous. They've got a vast age range within Antifa. I don't think they're too picky. As long as they're poor and you can pay them, I don't think it really matters. Or if they're university students,
desperate for money,
they're dragged into it that way as well.
Yeah. By saying, "Oh, these are all racist people, and all they're the bad guys. They're far right, so we've got to go get them. We can't let them speak. We can't hear their opinions. We've got to only listen
Apparently, we're the fascist ones.
Yeah.
When they're really working for fascists and protecting the fascists.
Yeah, but
it's quite ironic, really, isn't it?
That's it. You know, one of the first things to go under dictatorship is free speech, the ability to criticise.
And look at the EU. Not allowed to criticise the EU.
No.
Journalists, by law, are not allowed to say anything bad about the EU.
That's it. And
by European law, by the way, that is.
Which surpasses all laws in all member states.
In European states, yeah.
In member states. And
so carrying on with Antifa, so they ended up dispersing, but I think there was only probably about 20 of them, something like that. It wasn't a major deal because they probably couldn't get enough people together for moving the venue and having to find a venue.
Well, that's what they've been doing a lot, is they've been targeting the venues. So the venues have to cancel because of the violent left, threatening them and saying, "Oh, we'll do stuff or we'll attack if you host this event."
Saturday, Generation Identity had to finish up early because of Antifa, and they did so. They done it promptly and everything like that, and then went to the pub, and then that's when it all kicked off. So, because of Antifa, the place got shut down, and they'd done it on purpose to trap them.
Yeah, you know, it's happened a few times for Tommy Robinson as well. You know, and he's been violently attacked by Antifa as well. You know, I remember I went to the book signing and the free book giveaway in Manchester, and there was a cordoned area, and I must have said there was about 50 of them. There was about 50 Antifa smegs fucking behind this police cordon, giving it all this. And so we all went over, tried to ask them questions, and couldn't answer any of them. They were just shouting racist Nazis. Racist Nazi, yeah, 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 with little banners. And they tried to throw a few bottles at us, but the police were actually effective in cordoning them off and dispersing them and getting rid of them. But you know, that's even up in Manchester. So they've got cells all over the country. And with that event,
they're everywhere.
Yeah, with that event, it had to be a change of location, another change of location at the last minute, which is really
becoming quite a common thing, really, isn't it? With these, people organising these events, that they get shut down before they've even started.
Yeah.
Again, Sunday, the event Sunday at Speaker's Corner got shut down before it could even start because of Antifa and the extreme Islamists. What do I mean extreme? They are. There's a lot of videos that have come out on about Sunday that needed a lot of attention.
Yeah.
In all honesty, but yeah, there was a massive group of them again Sunday, causing trouble and getting things shut down so people can't speak. And that's what they're doing. They are just literally going around shutting down people speaking, shutting down free speech. Like you said, the first thing to happen in dictatorship is shut down free speech. And that is all they are doing. And plus attacking people, which brings me to the terrorist part, because for political ideology, if you're not quiet, I'm going to beat you quiet.
Yeah.
Or at least try. And then they get their asses handed to them.
Yeah. Because they've got no...
And they go back crying to their mummy, wondering what happened.
Yeah, because they've got no real spine, no real backbone, no real... They can attack one person by themselves, but when it comes to a group, they, start throwing bottles and using weapons against them. They can't fight fist to fist, man to man.
Oh, no.
No. They use this group dog mentality.
But that's just fine. We just have to get together more in numbers.
Well, that's it. It's
as soon as we outweigh them in the masses, they're going to think, "Oh dear, we've got a problem."
Yeah,
because they're not an army; they're just pocket cells of people across the country. Obviously, in the cities, you've got more of them.
Yeah, true.
Because it's bigger and there's more people, but they're still literally everywhere. My local area. Not directly in my local area, but in my county, they're here, and yeah, they'll be lucky if they make it out alive. If they try and do anything, in all honesty, my county is somewhat like London used to be. We only have the odd crazy crime in regards to like knife and guns. We only have the odd one here and there. Most of our crimes, apart from robbery and stuff like that, if it's fighting, it's done fist to fist.
Yeah, it'd be a one-off event, sort of. You've disrespected me, so let's have a fight, sort of thing.
Or like I'll explain. So at school, just in my town, there's 3 major public senior schools, and at least once a week, one of them schools will be fighting the other school.
Yeah, because it's a sort of gang mentality that you have for a school.
Indian, black, white, it didn't matter who you was. It just mattered that you were representing your school and each other. All right. And that's the true uniting. And since we left school, and even part way during school, there was the odd few people from each school that we knew and we liked and stuff like that. But when it came down to it, it was kind of like football hooligans.
Yeah.
At schools.
Yeah.
It was literally what it was. That's probably the easiest way to put it. We were literally just school hooligans. And these were like, even people who were like intelligent were heavily involved in this. Mainly in the orchestrating of arranging things, like with myself.
Yeah, the instigators.
But yeah,
the commanders.
kind of.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just like. But yeah, when we left school, we're all mates. Every single one of us mates, and we've got all of each other's back. But we knew that we could from our school days, and although a lot of us have gone off in different directions, we don't. Well, I'd say 99% of us don't do any of that anymore. But we know that we could easily get together if needs be.
Yeah, relight the old fire and get the firm back together, as they say. Yeah.
Yeah, but as instead of just being one school, the whole school, every single school.
Well,
I think between me and certain people that I know could rally up a good army in this town.
Well, that's the thing. You see, the Antifa smeg see us as their common enemy. And we're still, well, a lot of people are still unwise to them, their tactics and what they're doing. So they don't see Antifa as their common enemy. As soon as it starts to get more and more and more, because I see it happening more. I see this summer being a lot more demonstrations, a lot more political movements, a lot more political activism. And I see Antifa opposing it. And as soon as we start to see our marches be disrupted, our events being disrupted, we'll start to see and paint them more as the domestic terrorists they are. So it will start to unite the right a lot more, wouldn't you say? And by right, I mean the righteous.
Well, the thing is that the more in the summer, it's going to become more to the light of what they are and what they're doing, because it's hard to get these numbers together in bad weather.
Yeah.
And when you've got good weather and they've got their numbers and we've got our numbers. Well, I'm just going to put it. So, can you imagine, right? Antifa against
FLA.
All London football hooligans, every single club. So you've got Chelsea, Tottenham, West Ham, Arsenal, Millwall. All of these clubs coming together as one, fighting against these terrorists, right? Who do you think is going to be the winner? What side would you rather be on?
I don't even think I need to answer that question. It's quite an obvious one. Yeah.
Who's been doing it a lot longer? That's the football lads, that's for sure.
Who's actually working class men that go out every day, fitting boilers, building roads, building houses, working with their hands, that are, rough and grufty fucking people. Or the other side, who's some pencil pushing desk jockeys or students, lazy ass students that can't even get up in the morning. That can't even get up in the morning to go out and oppose these rallies. All we need to do is have a rally in the morning and then no Antifa turn up because they're all lazy little shits.
It's not a bad idea doing 9 o'clockers.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed with a lot of their counter protests is they won't turn up till about 12, 1 o'clock ish because they're all still in bed from the smeg they've done before. Yeah.
Apart from Sunday.
Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't clued up on that one.
Yeah, Sunday they shut it down early. Yeah, it's done by like 11 o'clock.
Yeah. So did you see the Islamists and the Antifa teaming up?
Not teaming up, no. I don't think they'd be that blasé in a place like that. We all know that they've got use of mosque areas and stuff like that because it helps in the Islamists' view as well.
Yeah, because the Islamists don't want free speech and they don't want people to unite at rallies.
Well, I seen a video today of someone on Sunday. I wish I'd seen him saying this too. Who was saying that that Muslims know their rights and and they can if we get shut down and no free speech then we'll come out in all the numbers together and we'll use this just a mass prayer area.
Like they do in other countries, like they do in Paris especially, just have massive
exactly
prayer protests.
Because they're not allowed, and they do it on purpose.
Oh yeah, it's to show their strength, isn't it?
Well, their supposed strength, but look what happened in was it in France? I think it's in Paris when all them French went and just like started driving all these Muslims out praying on the street. They drove them all out. And yeah, that's going to happen in London. But trust me when I say it would be a lot worse than just driving them out.
Well, yeah, they are very...
Yeah, on both sides as well. We can't just think on one side. So there'll be fatalities lost on both.
Well, yeah, as soon as you start to oppose
the mentality and the patriotism will always shine through.
You see it all, time and time again. As soon as you start to oppose Islam, they get violent. They get exploded. So it is a pot that's boiling, and it's going to boil over, because this is Britain. We don't want their ways here, but they see it as they want their ways here, and they'll do anything to enforce them. And it's got a lot of these crazy fanaticals.
I would have no problem, right, if they wanted to be exactly the same way as Sikhs, like Indians, Chinese, all of these people. I have no problem if that's what they like, if that's how they're going to be, right? They can practice this belief of Islam, right? But don't impose your stuff on every walk of life because it's a political ideology, right? But if all the Muslims here, right, were living exactly how Indians and Chinese and the, like, say, Christian Africans and atheist Africans, if there are any, and atheists of other countries, and say, like, the Eastern Europeans, when they've come here, and even Spanish.
Yeah.
I've got no problem with that. It's perfectly cool because, one, you're actually integrating with society, right, as well as keeping your culture, right, and not causing any harm, loss, injury, or anything like that to anyone else, right? And you're assimilating with our life, paying our tax, paying the way, not abusing the system, stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And your culture's coming through in the soft way. So if we like a part of your culture, if we like it, then we'll start to join in and have some fun with it. Instead of it being done the hard way.
Look at the food aspect. Yeah.
Well,
right. If it wasn't for Afro-Caribbeans, we wouldn't have such, like, all the Caribbean foods and West Indian foods, and then you've got, like, the Indians with their Indian restaurants, and then you've got.
But what I see a lot around here, especially
what you call it, and I know there's a lot of kebab shops and, like, stuff like that. And me personally, if I was to cancel and I was in the town, I'd be like, I'd look at the size of the town, size of the population, and I'd say, there's only these amount of takeaways in this area of each sort, to give people a good variety and give it a good, even a fair chance for everyone, instead of having 25 kebab shops, 2 Indians and 1 Chinese. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
It just doesn't make sense.
I see it around here a lot. I see kebab shops here, there, everywhere. And all of them look dirty, scruffy. You look around the back of one and it's minging. Absolutely. Ugh. You look inside of them and they're not even that clean.
They wouldn't like my implementation of my food safety and hygiene and my health and safety. Well,
a kebab. You know, the doner kebab thing that they have. That's blatantly against food hygiene because they put it up there.
Yeah, of course it is.
Yeah, it's disgusting. Absolutely minging. I don't know how people eat it.
It's been up there too long, and it goes up over more than one day.
Yep.
Unfortunately, under my ruling, It wouldn't happen.
Wouldn't happen. Not at all. Not at all. But
Yeah,
what else was I? What
my
was?
food standards? Their shop wouldn't even be open just on my food standards alone.
Well, I've
let
seen
alone anything else.
I've seen the other side to this as well, which is they launder money through them. They launder drug money through them. I've seen a takeaway that has no customers, but it's still open. The lights are still on. There's still people mooching about on the inside.
Well, we had in my town, right, and I knew it was a money laundering place, but there was this electronics place, and quite expensive, decent stuff, but no one ever went in there.
No,
it never sold anything, but it was open for like, I don't know, probably about 12 years or something like that. And I was like, clearly that's drug money or money laundering of sort. Then it wasn't long after I thought about that, it actually got shut down.
Got raided.
Maybe there's something worse. Maybe they had enough money to go away.
That's it. Or right, yeah. Oh, I know that they get. No. There's another thing as well. There's another thing as well because they get a 4-year tax break, so they don't have to pay taxes. And then after the 4 years, they'll give it to they'll sell it to their brother or sister-in-law or brother-in-law, not the sister-in-law, the brother-in-law or someone else in their family, and get another 4-year tax break. So they'll never be paying tax through these businesses. Screwing the system because we've given them a generous handout. And they just take it and take it and take it and take and take and take and take without giving anything back to the system.
In all honesty, I'm not going to lie. Right, you can't completely blame them because it's the system and the government as well, and people imposing what these
it's been
people
done
should be adhering to.
It's been done by design.
It's systematic.
It's been done by design.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we know that that'll be coming out on the Daily Brexit tomorrow with the Barcelona agreement.
Declaration, not agreement. Declaration.
Barcelona Declaration.
1997 Barcelona Declaration.
Let's get back onto Antifa.
And then
I
was just about to get onto them.
Yeah, good.
The laws that need to be adhered to about Antifa. Like I've said to a number of police officers, I'm like, why do you not treat them as terrorists? Because that's what they are. They're domestic terrorists. And he goes, because we haven't been ordered to. I was like, you're a police officer.
Yeah.
I was like, you don't have to take an order to define